Over the past week, I've been able to generate over $8,000 in futures profits. Now, we have been able to do so with our simple and easy to understand strategy, which I'm going to break down in today's video. I'm going to tell you guys all you need to know to turn consistently profitable, much like I have in under a month of trading futures. We're going to talk about the exact strategy that I use, how I execute this strategy, when I take my profits, when I manage my risk, when I go break even. All of that is going to be covered in today's video. Now, I don't want to waste any more time. I do want to jump into this video, but I first want to show you guys a little bit of proof. I think that's very, very important for me to show you guys some of my credentials. Now, we've been trading futures for about 3 weeks now, and last week we took our first payouts. We took about $5,360 in total payouts. So this has been absolutely amazing to see. And as I do switch over to our actual accounts here, you guys can see this consistency does not lie. We were able to lock in around $5,600 in total monthly profits last month, and then we were able to make about $3,600 just last week on one of our accounts. By the way, not a single red day all of January. Now, our other account was able to make another $3,000 last week alone, and we are up around $4,400 in just under a month of trading this account. Now, I think it's very important to show you guys this so you guys can understand that not only are these alerts consistent, but they are one real, and they're easy to understand, easy to execute, and easy to consistently take day after day. So let's go ahead and jump right into the strategy. Take a look at how I'm able to generate over $8,000 in one single week. Jumping in here first, let's take a look at what strategy we use, what this strategy is, and how we are going to be looking for the alerts that we will eventually be taking. Now, the strategy that we are going to be using is going to be opening range breakout. This is one of my favorite strategies, and this is one of the easiest strategies for new, intermediate, or advanced traders to understand. Now, the opening range breakout is going to be you marking out the first 15-minute candle of market open. You can do the first 15-minute candle. You can do the first 5 3-minute candles. You can do the first 3 5-minute candles. Right here, I'm going to do the first 3 5-minute candles. I'm going to mark out the high, go with orb high. I'm also going to mark out the low, which is going to be right here. So now that we have our orb high and our orb low established, we are now going to be waiting for a breakout and a retest in the corresponding direction. What this means is we are going to be looking for a put if we break orb low. We are going to be looking for a long or a call if we break orb high. You're going to be following that direction off a break and a retest as we're showing strong strength out of that opening range. Now, for example here, this is a silver alert that we got today. The silver alert was sent out by our BuzzBot, which we'll talk about in a minute. But we get the put alert right here, but you are not entering right here. This is the biggest thing that I see go wrong with most of our traders or most people that trade orb. People do not wait for the retest, and you need to wait for the retest. Very, very important. Probably one of the most important rules here. So what you're going to do is wait for a retest. And what does this retest look like? Exactly this. You can notice how this candle comes back up towards the top of orb, and then from there sells back off. That is exactly what you are going to be looking for your entry. Now, once you see that that direction is going to shift back downwards and we are actually rejecting off of this, you can wait for a 5-minute candle closure. What I do is I wait for a 2 or 3-minute candle closure, pushing back down or closing red off of this orb low. So once we get this close, whether you're going to enter a little bit earlier or not, once we get this candle closure, you are going to be entering your trade. Once you enter this trade, your stop loss is going to be going at the breakout candle's wick. So I'm going to go in line with the candle that broke out of orb. I'm going to put my stop loss at the wick high of this candle. Now, for stop loss, that is it. That is all you need to know. Other than that, you can look for 20% stop loss or a 20-point stop loss if you're trading MGC or MNQ. For silver, your stop loss is going to be about 0.5 points. Now, what we're going to do from here is we are going to establish our first targets. Now, for me personally, my targets on silver are going to be 0.5 points, 0.75 points, and 1 point in total. Now, I will show you guys what this looks like because it is pretty damn easy to be making profits with silver here. Guys, this candle right here was over 0.5 points. That was TP1 and TP2 where I locked in over $400. That right there is all you need. One single 5-minute candle. Now, after that, we do chop around a little bit, but we inevitably continue down for about a 1.34 points in total gain down to where we took profits at this candle right here. We ended up taking profits right after we broke this low right here. So this was an amazing trade. We were able to lock in over $1,300, and we were able to make over $400 after just the first candle. You could have taken that and left. But let's take a look at what the alert looked like for this so you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. Now, everything that I just talked about is going to be broken down in these alerts for you guys every single day. You guys can see we have a short alert on silver. We have our put right here. After that, you're going to wait for your retest. And once you get that retest, you are going to look for your entry. Now, if we get this retest immediately after, that's beautiful. That is what we got right here. Sometimes it's going to take some time. Sometimes it won't happen. And when that doesn't happen, you are not going to be entering. You're not going to be entering at all because you did not see your trade get validated. You're not going to be entering if the conditions are not perfect. Now, when these conditions are perfect, much like this, I would say this is an A plus trade. That is where we get our entry and we end up pushing down for what we looked for, which is going to be 0.25 points for profit, then 0.5 points for profit, and then you're managing your runners based off of that. That means you can either take all of your TPs at 0.5, you can look for, a point, you can look for 1.5 points. After that, you are in profit, you are now break even to the point where you cannot lose any money. So it is much easier to manage your positions now that all of the risk is off the table. Now, another very important thing to note is once we do hit 0.25 or 0.5 points in profit, you are going to be moving your stop loss to break even. This is very, very, very important. If you do not do this, you are still going to have a risk on the table. And if your trade does backfire, you are going to be losing money. We would much rather break even on a trade than lose money. That is very, very clear, easy to understand. If you don't understand that, I don't know. The next point that we do need to hit on is our stop loss, which is going to be at 0.20 points. That means that you are going to be selling your position if you are in drawdown 0.20 points. Much as the same when you are in your TPs, you're taking profits at 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1 point, so on and so forth. You are still going to leave your stop loss at 0.20. That is not going to move until you do hit that TP1 and you are going to bring your stop loss up to break even. Now, we all should know what break even means. That means you are pulling your stop loss to a point in profit where you are no longer going to be losing any money, even if the trade goes to zero. Okay. You're going to be stopped out for break even. You're not going to make any money. You're not going to lose any money. And guys, I'm telling you, as much as that sucks, that is one of the biggest things that will keep you profitable in the long term. Not extending those losses, moderating those losses to the point where you are either winning or you are getting stopped out for break even. I mean, 90% of my trades, I'm not losing. Okay. I'm either winning or I'm getting stopped out for break even. And that is beautiful because you are never in any drawdown. You can extend your wins much easier. And there is a lot less stress knowing that there is no possible way for you to lose money on the trade that you take. And even at the end of the day, when you go break even and you secure that $15, $20, $30, $50 in profit, that's $15, $20, $30 that you are now taking home in profit. So whether it's flashy or not, it's still going to be profit, and that's still a good point. So, like I said, we have had killer alerts, whether that is with silver, MNQ, QQQ, everything. So we have taken a look at a silver short. Now I want to do the inverse and take a look at an MNQ long that we got today that was also alerted by the BuzzBot. Now this is very important because I do want to talk about what this actually looks like for a call. And this is another A+ alert that we got here with a beautiful retesting candle. So we have our orb high and our orb low drawn out right here. Orb high is right here, orb low is right here. What we are going to be doing is looking for that break above. We get this break above right here. And then what are we doing? We're waiting for that retest. We get this retest, and there's a few points where you can look to enter. Okay. In my opinion, I would have entered the second that this candle closed. So right here is where I would have gotten my entry. Right on this candle closure right here. Okay. You would have been in a little bit of drawdown for a few seconds, right? But what do we know? We know that our stop loss is going on that breakout candle's wick. So you were nowhere close to your stop loss. Okay. And with MNQ, we have a little bit different of targets. With our long alerts on MNQ, you're looking for 20 points. You're looking for 50 points. You're managing your runners after that. Now, once you hit TP1, you're bringing your stop loss to break even yet again. And your stop loss is at minus 20 points. So you're going 1-to-1 risk to reward. Then you're going a little bit over 1-to-2 risk to reward. And then after that, you are managing your runners effectively where you can get a risk to reward to infinity if you really want to. But overall, these are super, super easy to understand alerts. And this should be very, very clear as we've talked about this breakout and retest. You get this breakout. Then you get this retest where you are retesting that orb high. After you see that you get a push off of that orb high, that is where you have the idea of saying, okay, now we are looking very good. We are looking very healthy. We have now pushed off and showed that we have respected this zone that is very important to us, meaning orb. Now we can go ahead and enter this trade and look for our targets. We have the same targets for every single day per asset. So MNQ is always going to be 20 points, 50 points, 20 point stop loss. Silver is always going to be 50, 0.5 points, 0.75, 1 point, and a 25 point stop loss. So this is super, super easy to understand. These alerts are coming out every single day, and they are just so insanely brain dead to the point where it's insane that people aren't using this strategy every single day to generate the amount of wealth where they don't even have to work a job. I'm a full-time trader at 20 years old. I am 4 weeks into trading futures. And whether I traded options or long terms or not, I could inevitably make a living off of just 2 accounts in just 1 month of trading. You do understand that if I were able to take 5K in total payouts across 2 accounts last week, that means I still have 3 accounts that I can open. So I could have essentially made around $12,000 last week had I maxed out all of my accounts. So I'm trying to represent for you guys, not trying to say, look how awesome I am, I'm making all this money. I'm trying to show you guys what scaling can look like with all of these alerts, how easy it is to understand these alerts, how easy it is to take these alerts. And when you have the BuzzBot that is sending out these alerts for you, I mean, you could wake up, turn your phone on, look at these alerts, and buy it and be in profit. Please, God, do not do that. Please follow the charts. Please look at the charts and please understand what you are taking. But hypothetically, this is the point that I'm trying to make, is the fact that when you have a strategy that you understand, that is time tested, coded into a bot like this that is going to send out easy and understandable alerts, you can get to the point where you take all of the stress off of yourself. You are taking much less strenuous plays in the point of you do not have to sit around and do all of the work. Okay, the BuzzBot is doing the work for you. As long as you understand what this work means, you are going to be profitable through this bot. Now, once again, this is not a premium pitch. If you guys want the BuzzBot, link for that is in the bio. There's your little pitch right there. But the point is that whether you're using the bot or not, if you understand this strategy and you're able to execute this strategy, you are going to be consistently profitable. Now, I've shown you guys that, not only with my payouts, but with my consistency across the last couple of months that prove that this strategy works. Now, I do want to talk about a little bit about how consistent it is, because the BuzzBot has been 7 for its last 7 on MNQ and 8 for its last 9 on silver. So you can see this is a win. This is a win. This is a massive win. This is a win. This is a win. Even this was a win. This is a massive win. This is another win. This is another massive win. This is a win. This is a win. Oh my God, this is more than 7. This is another massive win. And maybe our first loss right here. Maybe our first loss right here. And I remember this being the news day about Greenland, so rightfully so. Another amazing alert. That is by far 20 points, by the way. Another alert. Bang. Another alert. This looks like the first one that's lost. This looks like the first one that is truly lost. And we are all the way back on January 12th. Guys, it is February 2nd. And the last alert that missed was January 12th. I can't stress to you guys enough not only how profitable this strategy is for us and our premium members, and how much money all of our premium members make, and how much, profitability that this is bringing for our service, but how easy this is to understand. I just showed you guys the entire strategy in about 10 minutes. It's insane. And as I switch over to silver here, put alert, absolutely massive. We had more alerts. Let me turn on my alerts here for futures. Bang, another amazing alert. Now this one was a fake out. So whether you're going to call it a win or call it a loss, we had a fake out right there. And this is a point that I actually should make. If we are on silver right here and we mark out our orb high and our orb low, which is going to be right here, orb high and orb low right here, this is a time where it may not work. Okay. And this is what I want to show you guys, because it's not going to work every time, but I do want to show you guys the insane probability. So this is a great point for our retesting. This is why I told you guys this is the most important part about this strategy. Do we get a retest on the 5-minute time frame right here? No. We break right back through. Do we get a retest on this put right here? No. We break back through. Now, where do we enter? Where do we enter this put? We enter this put right here, because what do? We break below orb, we come back, we retest, and we push off of it. This is where we get our entry, and then look what happens. Although our alert came out and the alert was not correct, you would have lost had you taken these alerts. And this is why I told you we need to make sure that we understand the BuzzBot, because the BuzzBot is an algorithm. It's not going to be able to change day by day. It doesn't have a personality. It doesn't have a true understanding behind how things can change. It is a coded system that cannot evolve itself unless I do so for it. Okay? So until I find a way to do so, unfortunately, there is no other way than to use your actual brain, which you should be doing anyways, to look for a retest and inevitably take this absolutely monster fucking put all the way down. That would have, by the way, one contract of silver would have made you over $8,700 plus. Are you kidding me? May I say more? Do I need to say more? This is insane. This is insane. Okay, and I want to show you guys this, and I want to go crazy about this because of how insane it is. It's too easy. If you are having problems with profitability, Try this out. Try it on a practice account first, of course, but try it out. I mean, look, another one, bang. Another one, bang. Another one that's possibly a winner, possibly a loser. We'll call it a loser just because. Another one, bang, 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 bang. I mean, bang, like bang. All of these. I'm going to pass out from saying fucking bang. All of these are consistent. All of these are hitting. And of course, it's going to lose. It's not going to be 100%, although it may look like it right now. It's not going to be 100%, unfortunately. So we still need to understand this, and that is what I'm stressing for you guys in today's video. Now, I hope that we ran through everything that you guys need to know about orb. Once again, we are waiting for a 5-minute candle closure outside of the first 15-minute candle high or low. So you're marking out the high and the low of that first 15-minute candle of market open. After that, you are waiting for a 5-minute candle closure above that. Following that, you will get the BULLISHBUZZ alert. Okay, once you get this BULLISHBUZZ alert, you know that you are in the right spot. You know that you're looking at the correct thing. What you need to do from there is wait for a retest and a bounce off of the orb high or orb low in the corresponding direction that you want to see. If we're looking for shorts, you want to see it come back up to orb low and then press down. If we're looking for longs, you want to see it come down to orb high, then press up. Very, very easy. Very easy. Very easy. Don't overthink it. This is a strategy that is not only time tested through myself, but through other people who have used this strategy, not only my members, but other gurus out there, other people who trade. And this is a strategy that just consistently works time and time again as long as you follow the rules. You will get cooked on this strategy if you do not follow the rules that I have now outlined. If you follow these rules, you will not. You'll be 100% fine, much as like I have showed you over the past 10 minutes of me yapping about this strategy. Now, I've began to yap and I've continued to yap, and I'm going to continue to yap because it is so important that you guys understand this strategy. One, I see a lot of people, hey, how do I turn profitable? What do I need to do? How do I learn? This is how you learn, and this is how you turn consistently profitable. Of course, this is not going to be the end all be all. You're not going to start with a strategy. You're not going to be consistently profitable. You have other psychological things that you need to work out in your head. You have other things that you need to make sure and focus on. You have to follow your own risk to reward rules, and you need to make sure that you are doing what you need to do for yourself. For me personally, I might be looking for $1,000 days, but for you personally, if it's your first day or second week trading futures, you probably need to look for about $150 to $200 a day. Once you get comfortable and understand what the strategy is, then you can start to advance it, start to scale that up to a point where you are making a lot more. You know, I've been able to make over $8,000 in the past week, and I plan to be making over $20,000 in a month coming here very shortly, possibly even more, as I do begin to scale and continue my growth through this strategy, as I begin to understand it more, learn more about it, understand, hey, when this happens, this might happen, or when this is going to happen, this is going to happen. All of those things that are insanely important and honestly detrimental to trading and profitability. So I hope that this video is able to highlight and help you guys understand what our BuzzBot is, how to use the orb strategy to generate profitability for yourself. And if you guys do have any questions, as always, please make sure you guys do drop a comment down below. I'll make sure to get back to you guys as quick as profitable. I'm just too damn profitable. I can't get the word out of my mouth. I'll be make sure to get back to you guys as soon as possible. Now, I want to make sure that I don't forget anything in this video, so let me quickly think. We've covered everything. Mark out your first 15 minutes candles. Okay, first 15 minutes of market open. Wait for a 5-minute candle closure outside of that orb. Wait for a 5-minute retest and break back up in the direction that you want to see. And then enter your trade. Follow your TPs. Manage your stop loss. Go break even when you need to. Take that small win if you have to. And then when you see a trade that's going crazy, effectively manage that profit. You know, you want to drag your stop loss and your take profits up like this. Okay, you want to drag your stop or TP up to 2,000. Well, you're going to drag your stop loss up to about $1,000 in profit. You know, you're going to drag it up to 2,500, then you're about $1,500 in profit. So no matter what, you're either going to make 2,500 or you're going to make 1,500. Either way, that's fucking bread, bro. So that's what I was, hoping to highlight in today's video. I'm hoping that I was able to, and I hope that you guys did get some useful resources from this video. So make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe. Check out the video on each side of me, and I will see y'all in the next video.